Good morning, good morning, good morning. And happy Friday. This is November 5th, 2021. And it's about 50 degrees in here. We're in the greenhouse. It is sunshiny, but it's still not, the sun hasn't quite peeked over the top so that you can see that it's real sunshiny outside. Because we have a lot of trees in our yard. And so, good morning. I am Granny, and this is Granny and Grumpy's greenhouse. So, thank you so much for joining me here in the greenhouse. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's going on. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the changes that are taking place in mine and Bob's life. And how excited, at least I'm very, very excited. And I think Bob's very, very excited from what I'm hearing him say. Okay, so let's see, it's been a long haul for 6 years of being sick for myself. And so I've been praying, off and on. I gave up one time, just was tired of trying, and nothing seemed to be working, and I just got to feeling worse and worse. So anyway, I kept praying though. And about 2.5 weeks ago, I reckon, Barbara O'Neill from Australia, she is a world-renowned naturopathic nutritionist, and she came to Thomasville at one of our churches, and she was invited and came, and she gave a week-long seminar. So on Monday, I decided, okay, I'm going to implement everything this woman says, because she has a wellness center in Australia, and she and the Lord together, working together, many people, in fact, most of the people that come there to the wellness center get well. And there's a few that don't, but most of them do. So that day that she was going to start the seminar at night, I started that morning. I didn't take any medications at all. And then after the medication, I didn't take medications, I decided to fast that whole day. So I did. And that night I watched her seminar on live streaming from the Thomasville church. And after I did that, then I started implementing. I felt very convicted by the Lord to implement everything that she said. And so I did. And 5 things I had to get out of my diet permanently was, the first one was refined sugar. I dilly-dally around with sugar, or have in the past, because I get tired of never having anything to eat that I'm used to eating. And even though I am not a major sugar fiend, I really prefer, I'll turn down dessert to be able to have more savory dishes, because I love savory cooking. And so anyway, but the first thing she said was no refined sugar. And then the second thing she said was no hybridized wheat. Well, in the United States here, and she confirmed this, there is no such thing, because all the wheat here has been hybridized. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with what happens in hybridization, but it's basically a GMO'd process and a GMO'd product. And it's not called a GMO, it's called hybridizing, but it changes so that your body doesn't even recognize it anymore. And this is why our nation has had so many people who have gained so much weight, number one, and why they have had so many allergies to gluten and have had gluten intolerance. So she said there was three types of grains that we could eat, and only 3, and that was einkorn. It's spelled E-I-N-K-O-R-N, einkorn wheat, which is the natural ancient grain for wheat. And you can order it. You have to order it online. Most stores don't carry it. That's not to say there aren't some that do, but they're kind of far away from me. It's just as easy for me to get it online. Einkorn wheat, and then I could have kamut, K-A-M-U-T, or I could have spelt, and I can make my bread from those things. And then she talked about how there is a certain type of sourdough bread, not all sourdough, is good for the human body. But there's a particular type of sourdough that I can make that will taste really good and will help my body. So the next thing she said to dismiss from your diet was peanut butter, because all peanuts, whether organic or not organic, in our nation, and around the world, from what I'm understanding, all peanuts, because they are underground products and their shells absorb so much water, they all have mold. And so when you are eating peanut butter, no matter whether it's organic or non-organic, you are getting that mold and you're ingesting it, and it's causing us serious issues. So not only that, but I was also to get out of my diet all dairy products, whether organic or non-organic, it has to go. And then the last one was oats. Now she said there are some people who can tolerate oats, but there are a lot more people who cannot tolerate oats. And so not to eat it until after you get well, and then that's the only one of those 5 things that you can try adding back to your diet. If you start to feel bad again, then you know that you can't eat it. Because what happens is, because you've been eating the hybridized wheat, it's causing a reaction towards the oats. So anyway, to say the least, that night I made a pact with God that all of the 5 of these things were gone for permanently good out of my diet. So the next day I listened to her next one, and I started implementing the things that she said on the first night. So I didn't let, and have not let, and will not let anything pass between my lips that is not sanctioned for me to eat. Now, because I have rheumatoid arthritis, I already know that I cannot and should not eat any nightshades. This incorporates tomatoes, eggplants, all peppers, no matter what kind they are, all peppers. And then also I am not to have potatoes. Now, I can have sweet potatoes all I want. I can go crazy over sweet potatoes. First of all, they don't cause you to gain hardly any weight at all. I mean, you know, it's not... People who are diabetic can have as many of them as they want, from what she says, because she treats lots of diabetics and they become undiabetic. And in other words, they reverse it. And so, anyway, so I have done all these things. I'm not eating any of those. I am eating what she said. And what she did say was this: there was a lady there who had been on the vegan keto diet. Now, this is the keto diet, but instead of it being animal products, your fats are animal products, and then eating a lot of meat and all that stuff, she said to instead to be vegan about it, to eat coconut oil in your cooked foods, and you can have, you know, a lot of it. It won't hurt you, it won't harm you in any way. And then in your raw foods, salads and different things, you can put a lot of olive oil. To not cook your olive oil, because it changes the structure of it and causes problems with your heart and other issues. So I am excited because I have been on this now for 2 weeks. She told me that because of the particular illness that I have, that my body is very, very acid. And that would stand to reason, because when a woman's body is very, very acid, when she has children, generally they will be girls. And I have 4 girls and 1 son. So the time between Jenny and Nikki, when I got pregnant 3 months after I had Jenny, apparently my body I had not been eating a lot of things that would cause me to become more acid, but more alkaline. And I know this works this way. The Chinese use this method, and my Robbie's wife used this method so that she would have a son second. And so anyway, so I have been using what she said to use in order to change my body from being so acid to being alkaline. And being alkaline meant that I was going to have to incorporate a lot of lemon juice. Now, that sounds a little crazy, because we know that lemon juice is acid, but when it reacts in your body, it doesn't become acid, it becomes alkaline. It causes your body to alkalinize. So In the morning when I get up, I get my great big clear mug. It's pretty large. I think it holds about 16 ounces. And in it I put 1/4 teaspoon of Celtic salt. Now, she recommends, because with rheumatoid arthritis you get very, very tired, and with other autoimmune disorders you get very, very tired. I mean, extreme tired. And so she says the reason why they get that way is because they are depleted of the minerals that they need in their body. So she said that to take Celtic salt, because it has 84 different minerals off the periodic chart, and she said to put it in water and let it dissolve and drink it. That it's not going to cause anybody with high blood pressure to have problems. In fact, she even tells people who have high blood pressure without taking medication how to bring it down. And I will talk about that at a later time. So I have been taking 1/4 teaspoon of Celtic salt in the clear mug, and then I put the juice of 1 whole lemon in the mug, and then I take hot water and fill the mug up to the top. I stir it real good with a spoon. And you know, I was talking about these 8 natural doctors that we need to use and incorporate in our lifestyle, and between God and these 8 natural doctors that He's given us, that they're the things that will heal the human body, will cause the body to heal itself. And so I go out in the morning. First I fix I call it lemon tea. I fix my lemon tea, and I go sit out on a chair on my front porch because it's facing the sun as it's coming up. And I sit there. Well, guess what? That helps to set your circadian rhythm again. And so now I am glad to say that I am actually sleeping longer bouts, and I'm wanting to go to bed earlier. And I am not having to sleep as long because I'm able to get up, because I'm not tired and exhausted from not having any sleep during the night and waking up so frequently. So I'm sleeping at like 3-hour intervals, and this is amazing and wonderful to me. So then not only that, but she said that I just needed to get the weight off and to keep it off. So on that note, I have been eating what I'm supposed to eat and not eating what I'm not supposed to eat. And I'm happy to say that in 2 weeks' time, I've lost almost 9 pounds. Now, it's not quite 9 pounds, but it's getting very close. Bob, several days ago, he may have lost a little more now, but several days ago, he told me he had lost 5. So I'm really excited because I'm starting to feel the difference all over my body. And I am not hurting the way I was hurting. Now, there was one day out of that 2 weeks that I ate something that did not agree with my body. I made a tofu dressing that's similar to ranch, and I had put it all over my salad in a whole day's time. And the next day, I was starting to hurt all over again. So I know I cannot have the tofu, even though some people can have it that have rheumatoid arthritis and it not bother them. It does me. So I took it immediately out of my diet because it was the only thing that was different. And I have not had any more of that pain. I am feeling so much better. Now, well, I'm not yet, but I am on my way and on the road to recovery. My body is healing itself through using the 8 natural doctors. So the 8 natural doctors again, it's an acronym called New Start. N, nutrition. So I'm getting the right nutritions now. I am putting in what God deemed for us to eat in the beginning of time. I have eliminated everything that He did not want us to eat that would shorten our lives, that He said we could have after the flood. But I don't want those things in my life anymore because they hurt me. And so then also the next thing is E, exercise. I have been going every 2 days to Walmart and walking around the store again so that I can get some walking exercise in, because I can't use a rebounder because my doctor won't let me use a jumping device because it will dislodge the cement that's in my knees. Then also I can't go swimming because the place where I could go to go swimming is too far from where we live. Way too far. And I feel like it's a little more costlier than I want to pay a month as well. But it's quite far. And it's hard for me to put my swimming suit on and off by myself. And then the next thing was walking. She did say you could use a stationary bicycle, but at this point in time, I'm not able to do that because I need to get more weight off my knees because it makes my knees just ache when I've tried. And so the walking, I'm able to do short spats of it around Walmart. You know, I can go around a couple times and then I'm having to stop. But I'm getting there. And then W is water, lots of water. And so I am doing that. I am drinking a lot of water a day. Now, how much is a lot of water? Well, you're supposed to take your weight and divide it in half, and that half, whatever it is, like if you weigh 100 pounds, you need to have 50 ounces of water a day. So, of course, we all know I weigh more than 100 pounds right at this point. So, but I am trying to get the amount of water that I'm supposed to have drunk. So, the next thing is S. Plenty of sunshine. Well, I'm getting the sunshine in the morning. We need at least 30 minutes of sunshine, preferably in the morning as early as possible, so that, and expose some portion. Your face can be the thing in your hands, so that you can get plenty of vitamin D. And then T is the next one, temperance. Temperance means no alcohol of any nature, no vinegars and stuff like that. We should not be eating any kind of illicit drugs. Supposed to try to stay off of regular drug medications because they all have side effects that harm us. And then no coffee, no caffeine of any nature, no tea, no cola drinks that are caffeinated, and no chocolate, because chocolate has something called theobromine in it, and it reacts in your body just like the stimulant caffeine. And so those things are we're to leave off, and I have left off and will never have again. So then the next thing is A, plenty of fresh air. So I try to go outside, and I'm here in the greenhouse, which is completely aerated because we don't have the doors shut in here yet, or the windows. And then R is rest. Everyone, it is not compromisable. Everyone on this planet needs 8 hours of sleep. You might be able to get by for a while on 6 hours or 3 hours, but it won't last forever. It will toll you in your life. So 8 hours is what we must have for sleep, to rejuvenate, to rebuild, to restructure, because your body rebuilds itself, you know, every week and every 14 days and every 7 years. So the next thing is T, the last one, trust in God. We have to have a trust in God for these 8 natural doctors to work. God is the one who's at the helm, and He works through these things that He put in place for us, and then we are healed through His power, and our body heals itself because that's the way He made us. So I just wanted to report that. I'm going to talk to you more further in the future about these things and tell you more about what's going on with us. And hopefully it will be a help to you, and that you will be able to do something to help yourself, to help with God. I will be doing a lot more recipes because right now, you know, everything's pretty well done here in the greenhouse. I will give you updates on how things are growing and what we've been able to get out of the greenhouse. And we're going to be planting garlic, I hope Sunday. We will show you how to do that. It's not hard, and it will overwinterize until next spring and summer, and then it'll be able to be picked. But anyway, y'all have a blessed day, and it is a fantastic day. Any day that we wake up, our eyes open, and that we're able to spend with Jesus is the most amazing of days. So you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me here in the greenhouse. And we love you. Bye-bye.